Hello and welcome to Gardenville.tv. Well, it's April and this is the time for sowing and growing your own vegetables in the garden. How delicious is that? Well, now Susan's going to show me how to do, and you by the way, how to do leek musselburgh, is it?
Musselburgh leeks. It's a variety of leek. Now, leeks are a member of the onion family, but they're not quite as fussy as onions. And what I'm going to use for these are these root trainers.
Now, why do you need to do a root trainer with leeks?
Leeks, you sow them, you can sow them direct into a seed bed, thin them out, then you lift them and you plant them out into their final position in about June sometime.
Yeah.
But with these, which form sort of cells for sowing them in, and then when you come to plant them out, you just take them out and you do that, and you have your plant and you drop it in the hole.
So you let the root, it's quite a long root.
It'll be quite a long root. These just allow the roots to keep growing down rather than getting all wound round each other.
So I'm going to ask you something now. What about using the same sort of thing for carrots?
No, carrots need to be sown direct because it's the root you're eating.
Oh, right.
So they don't want any sort of root disturbance.
Oh, I see. So it's like the little root here we're talking about. They go dangling down and they need loads of space.
Yeah, it's just...
That's fascinating, yeah, okay.
We're going to see how these work anyway with this.
Okay, so we have this contraption. So it's called a rooter, is it?
A root trainer.
Right,
So I've filled it up with compost already, most of them, so as you're not being bored stiff looking at me doing this.
Yeah.
So they just slightly clip together like that.
Yeah. Now,
if you push it in when I pull these out of the way. It's easier to get in if you haven't filled it with compost, but...
Okay, if you move that hand of yours, it might help.
This is to stop you getting bored stiff watching me
Now, there we go.
Right. There we are.
That's
squished.
perfect.
So,
well, you're going to sow a lot of this here, aren't you?
Yeah, I love leeks, and leeks can be quite expensive.
Yeah, they can. And I'm sure there's huge nutritional value in leeks.
Well, they can be used instead of onions in recipes, and you can have leek tart and leek and potato soup. And
so there's a lot
versatile.
To leeks. So you're packing this up now.
So I'm filling these final one up with compost here.
Okay. There we go. Never waste it, says you.
Shove it down a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing like the old finger.
Susan, you do make growing sort of so easy, you know. I was trying to do stuff yesterday in the garden, I was all over the place. So I said I have to go back in and look at my videos to see exactly how to do this properly. Now,
we then sprinkle a little bit of seed on top.
So now you're not too worried about how many seeds you put into each one, are you?
I don't want too many, but they will be thinned out to one plant per cell.
And of course these are dark seeds. These are hard to see, aren't they?
These are little small black fellas, so I'm just tapping the packet.
Right. Okay.
Because tapping the packet...
So there's about 3 or 4 going into each one?
Yeah. Tapping the packet like that, just opening it and tapping it gently, it means you just get a few seeds out at a time.
So now you're probably going to cover these over, are you?
Yeah, I've done all these here, so you don't have to be bored stiff.
And you just tap it down, is it, or...?
Yeah, don't really need to do much with it because it's...
Okay. Now, how long is that going to stay in the container before it's planted outside properly?
Well, the hope is that this will be planted out now sometime around in June. You plant them out when they're roughly the thickness, well, they say of a pencil, so the top of my finger.
So they'll have come up and you'll see that they'll be that thick?
They'll be this height before they're planted out.
So they'll be a good height, before they're planted out. And Susan, if you had a greenhouse or anything now, what's the story? Would that bring them on quicker?
I've discovered with this thing, it comes in a frame for these root trainers, and then you have a lovely little lid that goes over the top.
Oh, so the little lid goes over the top.
So that's the equivalent of your greenhouse.
That's absolutely wonderful.
So that'll speed up the germination, and then we can
just plant it out.
We can take it off, thin them out to one, grow them on, and plant them out.
It is amazing though, they've brought a lot of new things to the market where because having a greenhouse is an expensive thing. To have something like this is much easier. You can put it on a table somewhere.
You can, out on your patio on a table or something. Yeah. And for things like, as we are with the allotment, where it's actually, you have to go out to it, it's not right next door. It's quite handy to have things under your eye so you can look after them.
So keep them at home and then bring them out to the allotment when you're going out to plant them out.
If you can't get there sort of, every 2 or 3 days if it's a bit of a trek.
Well, that's fabulous. And you know what? We have great recipes. And if you have a recipe you'd like to share with us about leeks, something to do with leeks and cooking, we'd love to hear from you. You can send it in to us at gardenville.tv. Join the forum, come and talk to other people who are interested in gardening. Or if not, watch us on Facebook. Come on and join us on Facebook, Twitter, gardenville.tv. We want to hear from you. And until the next time.